Coming up tonight, a South Jersey woman kept her mentally disabled adopted daughter in a windowless bathroom for nearly a year. 2 teenage boys were killed in a Chester, Philadelphia shooting, and 8 new New Jersey residents test positive for the coronavirus. All that and more in the next half hour of RTN News. Welcome back to RTN News. I'm Isabella Casper.
And I'm Frank Villarreal.
The Wells Fargo Center said it is postponing Thursday night's Dan and Shay concert due to coronavirus concerns. A spokesperson from Comcast said, quote, "In light of the ongoing coronavirus situation and out of an abundance of caution, the Wells Fargo Center's facilities are undergoing extensive cleaning and sanitation on Thursday, March the 12th. The health and safety of our employees and guests are our highest priority. We will continue to closely monitor the coronavirus situation and will share information as it becomes available," end quote. Officials said tickets will be honored for a rescheduled date of Monday, September 28th, or will be refunded at the point of purchase. Dan and Shay took to Twitter Thursday morning telling fans they had looking forward to the show and love Philly.
A South Jersey woman kept her adopted 27-year-old daughter with developmental disabilities locked in a bathroom for 11 months. Authorities say Thursday Lisa M. Bullock de Lorenzo, who is 42 years old from Pennsville, was charged with criminal restraint and other charges after an anonymous source reported the victim was being kept in a 5-by-8-foot bathroom with no lights, window, or working toilet. According to Pennsville Township Police, officers found the victim with only a towel and a bowl of food, and there was no bedding in the room, which smelled of human waste. Bullock de Lorenzo was also charged with false imprisonment, endangering the welfare of a disabled person, and reckless endangerment of another person.
2 teenagers were killed, while 2 others are still recovering following a quadruple shooting in Chester, Philadelphia. Tuesday afternoon, the 4 teens were on the 200th block of Broomall Street around 2 p.m. when shots were fired. The gunman still has yet to be identified. Chester police arrived at the scene and found 15-year-old Edward Hardman suffering from numerous gunshot wounds. The boy was pronounced dead at the scene. The second child was also suffering from gunshot wounds and was treated at the scene and then taken to the Crozer Chester Medical Center where he was in critical condition. Police also found a third victim, 15-year-old Tavon Avery, who was suffering from several gunshot wounds as well. Avery was pronounced dead at the scene, and no arrests have been made, and police have not released a description of any suspects. Coming up next, 8 additional New Jersey residents test positive for the coronavirus. We'll be right back.
It's Ava, and this is Tess from Vivo's Do It Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
Welcome back. Let's jump into more local stories. The coronavirus cases in New Jersey continue to grow on Wednesday with 8 new positive tests, bringing the statewide total to 23 with 1 death. And the identification of the first case is considered as potentially, quote, community spread, end quote. New Jersey now has coronavirus cases for residents in 8 of the 21 counties. The state has another 37 cases considered under investigation, with 20 tests underway and 17 potential cases awaiting for specimens for testing. As of Wednesday afternoon, the Department of Health Commissioner Judith Persilli said that the 2 new cases are considered community spread, meaning that the contact has not been traced to a known case of COVID-19.
A 37-year-old man was arrested at the Newark Liberty International Airport Wednesday after an unloaded handgun with 8 bullets was found in his duffel bag at a security checkpoint. Febelon Gideon of Union was arrested after a TSA officer spotted the gun as the carry-on bag entered the checkpoint's X-ray machine. Port Authority police arrested the man and confiscated the gun with a loaded magazine. Passengers can travel with firearms in checked baggage if they are properly packaged and declared, according to the TSA, but firearms must be unloaded, packed in a hard side case, and locked and packed separately from ammunition.
Teachers and staff at the Philadelphia School District are worried that the district bought a less effective non-alcoholic based hand sanitizer in bulk as a part of its effort to cope with the threat of coronavirus. Leaders of the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers, the Union for Teachers, said that the district had newly equipped facilities with hand sanitizer, Foamy IQ Lemon Blossom, that is not alcohol-based, even though the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends the use for alcohol-based products. The district said going with an alcohol-based product posed risks of its own.
A sanitizer shortage due to the coronavirus outbreak has many people making their own. Police in New Jersey investigated a case on Tuesday after one item sold at a popular convenience store burned a young boy. On Tuesday night, the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office announced 47-year-old Manisha Barade of Woodridge was charged with endangering the welfare of a child and deceptive business practices in connection of the sale of the sanitizers. Officers in Rivervale said they rushed to the 7-Eleven on Monday after they spotted an alarming social media post. The boy, Dylan Jem, was treated at a local hospital and released. 3 other children had mild reactions but were not hospitalized. Rivervale police confiscated all the remaining bottles in the store and the ingredients used. Now let's take a look at our very own Jen Adalora with news on a robbery on campus.
Authorities have arrested 2 men involved in a robbery and assault that happened right here in Glassboro off of Rowan University's campus. The incident occurred just after midnight last Saturday morning on the 500 block of Mullica Hill Road. Students and faculty received a timely warning alert around 12:30 a.m. stating the Glassboro Police Department are investigating a robbery and assault involving 2 male suspects, one being armed with a handgun. 31-year-old business marketing major Sharif Brown resides in the Crossing at Glassboro apartment complex near where the incident happened.
I feel pretty safe. Well, especially because usually they send out emails or text messages. There's a lot of security around campus, and even the local police always around campus. So most of the time it's not a lot of ruckus on campus. It's usually pretty cool and quiet. So
21-year-old Kevin Pinkham is a biochemistry major at the university, and despite the crime presence around Rowan's campus, Pinkham has faith in both the on and off-campus security officers.
It's definitely scary, but I know that Rowan has a lot of security going around and patrols and stuff. And yeah, there's always public safety you can always call or something.
Regardless of the safety measures Rowan University takes, there is still a crime presence in Glassboro in and around the university. In September of 2019, there were a total of 122 crimes documented on Rowan's campus, doubling the amount of crimes the month before. Authorities suggest you always lock your doors, walk in groups on campus, and report any suspicious activity to campus police. Reporting for RTN News, I'm Jen Andalora.
Thank you, Jen. Here's Jody with our national news.
Thanks, Frank. Oscar-winning actor Tom Hanks, as well as his wife, actor Rita Wilson, reveal on Twitter that they both have contracted the coronavirus. The duo are in Australia, where Hanks is filming for an upcoming production about Elvis Presley. While there, Hanks tweeted a photo of a surgical glove in a waste bin and stated the news. The couple said that they both felt tired and had body aches accompanied with slight fevers. In his post, Hanks mentioned he will update the public on his and his wife's health. For now, they will be taking it one day at a time. The women's national soccer team continues to take a stand against the U.S. Soccer Federation for ongoing gender discrimination. In their match against Japan, the U.S. women wore their warm-up jerseys inside out, so the USSF crest was hidden to protest the league. Later that year, U.S. team filed a gender discrimination suit against the USSF, which is scheduled to begin trial on May 5th. In documents filed on Monday, the USSF claimed, quote, "The jobs of the men's national team players requires materially different skill and more responsibility," unquote. The women seek more than $66 million in damages under the Equal Pay Act and Civil Rights Act of 1964. 5 students from the Cass STEM High School won the first place and best in show at San Antonio's first ever Invention Convention. These students created a jacket that aims to protect homeless people from the changing weather conditions with its smart weather sensing technology. This jacket can also convert into a tent, umbrella, and a backpack. The students will now compete in a national invention convention in Detroit against 500 other students over 25 states and 11 countries. And Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure in Anaheim, California announced they will be closing operations on March 14th through the end of the month amid the coronavirus concerns. No COVID-19 cases at Disneyland resorts have been reported at this time, but the interest of employees and guests, they will proceed with the closing. The closure is the 4th time in the park's history. The other closures were after the 9/11 terrorist attack, after the 1994 Northridge earthquake, and for a national period of mourning after the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963. Coronavirus is the news. That's what it is.
I can't believe Disneyland's closing.
I know, Disneyland, it's smart. Every sports team is shutting down, the leagues, it's crazy. But Disneyland, I mean, that's the right move.
It's officially getting serious.
Yeah, not just schools anymore.
Yeah. I'm happy for that invention, though, that the kids, kind of like...
Right, that's honestly genius. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised. It was 10th graders. Wow. That is crazy. That's so young. They're realizing what needs change, and that's
they're doing something about
it. They're doing something.
Very innovative.
Coming up next, Rowan students are graced with an extra week of spring break, although the reasoning behind the extra time may be alarming. Find out more just after this break.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Which one are we living on? Right here.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Welcome back. Now we go to Sienna with Rowan News.
Hello everyone, I'm Sienna Rampula and this is News from the Nest. Rowan has had a crazy week so far concerning the new news of the coronavirus, but let's see what other stories Rowan had to share. While the coronavirus was the talk of the campus, so were the SGA elections. The SGA hosted a panel called Meet the Candidates for future board members in the Chamberlain Student Center pit. Positions include president, vice president, and student trustees. Chief Financial Officer is also up for re-election, but current holder Fiona Hughes remains unopposed. Remember to vote! News won't stop at Rowan as the WIT declares that they will continue to publish both online and in physical print. As stated in the WIT staff believes that an emergency and a sense of community panic are exactly the time when quality, truthful reporting is needed most. Never heard something more true. Even in a time of crisis, Rowan excellence still shines. Rowan University extends spring break because of the threats of the coronavirus. Instead of students coming home on March 23rd, they actually don't need to come back at all. Professors are reconstructing classes so that they can be taken online and campus will still be open, so students will still have a place to dorm. Dining plans will be available and students can return back to campus at any time. I'm Sienna Rampula, and that's News from the Nest. So, I just wanted to tell everyone something before we ended the show, unfortunately for the semester, about the masks, that there's common misconceptions about in the media. So these are surgical masks. There's a difference between surgical masks and the actual coronavirus mask. So I actually have 3. These are straight from the Wellness Center. I do see some people wearing these on campus, so that's why I wanted to clear everything up.
Oh, that's great.
So we're going to start. Don't put them on your faces. I understand. You guys look absolutely beautiful today. The last thing I want to do is mess that up. So if you put them close to your face, I'm going to spray perfume in front of them, not in your eyes. And you're going to tell me if you smell. Okay. You can close your eyes. Wait. Tell me if you smell the perfume.
I didn't, but I think I cheated too, so I don't know.
You cheated?
I smelled it.
You smelled the perfume?
I smelled it too, yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, perfume particles you could actually see. And they're way bigger than virus particles. So when you notice in surgery, I don't know if you guys have ever been in an operating room or just obviously knowing how surgery works when it comes to the media, it's very true that the surgeons normally wear the masks and the patients are the ones with the anesthesia. That's because it's for the surgeons not to get any germs on to the patient. So at the end of the day, these masks are used for sick people trying not to get their germs onto everyone else, while the bigger masks, the masks that cost about $200 right now, I mean, the prices are skyrocketing because of the coronavirus. Those are for healthy people trying not to get the virus, and mostly for medical personnel and professionals. So I just wanted to clear that up for you guys. How are you guys feeling about this entire thing?
I mean, that's very useful because I mean, I was planning on traveling and I was gonna go run out and get one of those, but I mean, now that I know that they're useless, basically for
unless you're
preventing.
Sick. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
unless you're sick,
from preventing the virus. So.
Yeah, normally you could have them in your bag just in case you see someone that's coughing and you could hand it out. I mean, like everyone's been doing that nowadays. You cough in class and now you're the center of attention. Now you're the star of the show. But all right, thank you guys so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Coming up next, we hear from Timmy with sports just after these messages.
Welcome back. Here's Timmy with sports.
Thanks, Frank. In Rowan's men's baseball, the Profs beat Chicago 12-2 in Florida. Senior Drew Rybeck struck out 4 times and scattered 7 hits in their win for Rowan. Junior Ryan McGurry went 2 for 4 with a home run. Jason Bardick went 1-2 with 3 runs and scored. He did 3 run scores and 2 RBIs. Catcher Jared Marsk also had 2 RBIs. The Prof schedule was supposed to play this weekend, but now with the coronavirus has recently changed. Rowan University has now made a decision to cancel all athletic activities for the remainder of the season and bring home student athletes traveling for spring break competitions. This virus is affecting multiple universities around the world. In the last 24 hours, Rowan University has acted with the abundance of caution, with other universities' athletic departments taking the same approach across the nation by canceling games. Switching to USA sports, for the final game in the NBA, the Philadelphia 76ers beat the Detroit Pistons 124-106 in Philly. Joel Embiid returned to the court after his latest injury. Embiid scored 30 points with 3 assists and 14 rebounds. Al Horford tallied 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists in the victory. All-star Ben Simmons was still not on the court, and he has reported that he will not return this season. Ben Simmons has been in rehab and explains in quote that he's been doing great. Ben Simmons suffered a nerve impingement back in February 22nd and hasn't been to the court. He says he's doing everything he can to get back to 100%. As the coronavirus is affecting the world, many sporting games have begun the process of suspending games until the virus is under control. The NBA announced on Wednesday, due to a player of the Utah Jazz basketball team tested positive for coronavirus, the NBA is suspending the entire season of basketball until further notice. For March Madness, the NCAA president also announced on Wednesday that because of the coronavirus, the March Madness season will continue on, but would only allow limited family attendance and only limited staff. Wait a second. This just in, the NBA announced today that both the men's and women's basketball team have officially canceled March Madness for 2020. There will be no tournament at all this year, with no scheduling of redoing the event. The National League Hockey League also announced today they will also suspend the hockey season until further notice. Flyers were awaiting the news at 1 o'clock in Tampa Bay against Tampa Bay Lightning. The game was scheduled for 7 o'clock today. Even Major League Soccer will suspend their season as well. Philadelphia Union was supposed to play a game against San Jose in California. The last sporting event to join the suspension is the MLB. They have decided to delay spring training until further notice. The only sport that will continue to compete is the NASCAR racing season. NASCAR announced on social media that there will be no fans in attendance to this weekend's race in Atlanta, Georgia, and the same applies for the next two races, but they will continue to race with restricted rules for competitors, crews, officials, and other necessary personnel to conduct the race. As the coronavirus spreads around the world, 2020 isn't looking good for sports season. Looks like the virus is punching sports fans everywhere right now. Until further notice, this will be my last sports report. So,
I can't believe the NBA's.
I know. It's like
this season.
I know. Like I was looking at even today with breaking news with NCAA. That's huge for college basketball.
Yeah. So many fans are going to be disappointed. No one can go to the games. That's really upsetting.
So and same thing with Major League Baseball. They're saying that with the spring training being a hold, how's that going to affect the players? Because the pitchers, for example, they need to be on their top game. With 2 weeks of them resting, it's like a big downfall. They'll have to start right from the beginning and work their way back up.
Right. Yeah. No, it takes a little bit to kind of build up that momentum again.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird though that NASCAR in a way is the only sport left that I found that's still going to be going on.
Oh wow.
Maybe because it's not much interaction,
Yeah, I mean,
you're just in the car.
Most of the time, it's just the drivers just going around, and even one person asked, they're like, "Oh, so how's it going to be with fans not being at the racetrack?" I said, "Really, fans don't really. I mean, it's cool to have fans there, but with the practice and all, there's no fans that go to that. So." This might be my last time doing the news reports, guys. I mean,
hopefully not.
Hopefully not. We'll just have to wait day by day.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
Nice speaking with you. Coming up next, we'll hear from Michael Riccardi with the weather, just after this.
I see it!
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back. Now we go with Michael Riccardi with the weather.
Thursday, 57. Friday, 71. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday too. It's partly cloudy, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid 50-degree range. And Tuesday, Wednesday will be rainy.
Semester's episode of RTN News. I'm Isabella Casper.
And I'm Frank Villarreal. Have a safe semester, everybody.
Let's go!